The following segment is sponsored by Prime Lending.
All right, thanks for watching Afternoon Live. If you are in the house hunting stage, you need to know what's fact and what's fiction, right? Well, today we have some help and we know what to expect and what are the complete misconceptions thanks to our next guest. Here with the top 3 myths about buying a home, we welcome the Senior Loan Officer of Prime Lending, Stuart Sandor. I got it.
Yes.
Thank you, Stuart, for being here.
Good work. Thanks for having me.
No, this is good because people think they know and they hear all these myths and they don't know. So let's start off right off the top with myth number 1.
Yeah.
You need perfect credit in order to buy a home.
I mean, it certainly helps if you have good credit, but you don't need to have perfect credit.
What is perfect credit?
Yeah, good question. So when you get your first credit card, you probably have an 800 credit score. That's perfect. And there are some people, you remember them in school, they get extra credit. And so they might have an 810 or an 820.
Okay.
That's great, but it really doesn't help you. But if you have good credit from, say, 680 to 750, better rates.
Okay, so decent credit is a better way of putting it.
Yeah,
then.
decent is 680 to 700, 720, right in there. You've done a pretty good job.
And how can people find out what their credit score is before they start this whole process?
Yeah, good question. There's a lot of places online that'll monitor that, and those are close. That gives you an idea. If they're telling you you have a 580, it's probably not going to be an 800, but we find that what you learn online is always different from what we pull, which is a tri-merge mortgage credit report, which is the real deal.
Okay, yeah, you're right about that, because I get all these different reports sometimes, and I'm like, wait, how can the same person have so many different numbers?
Yes.
So I don't know what it's all based on, but when you guys pull it, it's the real deal.
We get that, and then of course they take the middle of the 3. So they throw out the high, throw out the low. You take the middle, so that way it's kind of an average.
Yeah, I'd rather keep the high. Just keep the high. Okay, myth number 2: you need 20% of a down payment in order to buy a house. True.
Right. Well, it helps. Again, it helps, but you don't have to. There are a lot of new programs that are resurfacing now. Let you do it with 0 down. The most common is like 3% down, and of course 5 and 10% is great too. But a lot of people think 20% because when your parents bought a house and you watch this, they put 20% down.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It wasn't their first house, so they had equity in their last house. They rolled into the new one, and so they had the 20%, which is a great number.
Sure. So if you're a first-time buyer, then you don't necessarily need as much down?
You don't need it. It helps. Again, if you can put it down, great. If you have a rich uncle or you invented something like these guys and they're rich, put 20% down. It's going to make life a lot easier for you, but you don't have to. You can do it with 0. You can do it with 3% even.
So if you put more down, is your rate lower?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, but a little bit.
Okay.
But you'd be surprised. It's not that much lower. So it's more a factor of your borrowing less, so your payment's less.
I see. Okay, well, that makes sense. It's sort of like simple math.
They call it less risk. So they figure the riskier you are, lower credit score, less down, we're going to charge you more. If you're a better risk and it's a sure thing, you'll take a chance.
Oh, okay. Then it's better to try and shoot for 20%. If you fall a little below that, it's not the end of the world.
Perfectly good.
All right. Myth number 3: you need to pay a realtor to help you find a place. True or false?
Well, that's false.
Really?
Yeah.
You can just go out on your own and you don't have to have any representation?
Well, so here's the thing. If I'm selling a house, I commit to paying the realtor that you and your realtor are going to buy, right? So I've already laid out, this is what it's going to cost me to sell, and I'm going to pay my realtor to market it, and then I'm essentially going to pay your realtor to bring you to me as like a finder's fee.
Right, okay.
So you as the buyer don't have to fork over money for a realtor. I'm already covering it for you as the seller.
Interesting. So then what do we do then? Just kind of drive around and look for signs?
Well, the realtor has much more sophisticated process than that. They're going to pull it up in their computer. We're going to tell the realtor what you can afford, and that way you're looking at specific things that fit your budget.
So would you say then that you don't need a realtor as going into the home buying market, but it's not a bad idea?
I would actually do the opposite. I would say you're better off with a realtor.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to be knocking on doors that are not in your price range. Plus, if this is your first time, there's all kinds of pitfalls and landmines that you could fall in that a realtor is going to steer you clear of.
Got you.
And that would be well worth it.
Got you.
Especially since it doesn't cost you anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, I want to congratulate you on coming up, what is it, 25 years as
This
a
month.
senior loan officer?
Yeah, this month time flies, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
This is so you've seen some changes real quick. Anything that we should know about that you've seen?
Well, 10 years ago, we had the pendulum swing way too far where they made it, really hard and a ton of paperwork for people to buy homes. Some of that was needed, but they're lightening up on that.
Good.
So it's not as bad as it was 5-10 years ago.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's good. Less paperwork. I like that.
We like that too. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much for this information. It's really good stuff. And congratulations again. 25
bet.
years. That's nothing to laugh at.
Right.
All right. For more information about prime lending, just call the number on your screen. That's 503-603-3333. Really easy. Or head to our website at katu.com. Thanks again, Stuart. All right. Coming up next, Kara's with our cleaning pro, ready to share her top 10 favorite products when we come back.